Why is it the wrong size? What? Alright, my TV's resolution isn't, like, perfect. I forgot. I have it on my TV. One second, let me do this. Let's move these around so it doesn't do this. Because if I put it over here, it should, like, go to the proper resolution. Nope, still won't? That's fine, whatever. I was gonna cut off part of this anyway. Yeah, that's good enough. Good enough for you guys? You can see everything? Uh... Actually, I should just leave it on Ape Escape. I mean, who cares? Who cares? Yeah, so my chat gave me channel points to do a tier list of all the gadgets of Ape Escape. So we're gonna do that. Because it's fun. And I had to make these little icons for every gadget. Because this tier list did not exist on the tier list website. Big monkey. Don't worry, we have both K as a monkey and Yumi as a monkey as two different ones. That they are both different. What's up, Yuri? But we have all the gadgets from Ape Escape 1, 2, and 3, as well as the vacuum cleaner from Piposaru. And the transformations from 3. So we're gonna start this in a second, but I'm gonna get up and get some water real quick. Because my cup is... My cup is empty. So I'm gonna get some water real quick, and then we're gonna start up the tier list for the fun of it. Hope you're doing well, Yuri, but I'll be right back. It won't be too long. We're probably gonna do a lot of talking for the tier list, so... Sorry, I would have been back sooner. But I had this big... all my workers' comp paperwork came in. I forgot my water. Fuck. Aren't they all the same? Oh, you sweet summer child. They are not. Every game's hoop is different. Alright, so I guess we're gonna go in the order. You poor, poor fool. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to handle some paperwork that came in. I gotta read through it later. No, it's fine. I'm gonna go through it all. We're gonna go through it all. We're gonna start with the banana ring, because the banana ring's the first one on the list here. So banana ring is an Ape 2 gadget, right? And it's used to attract monkeys. Now, normally this gadget would be like pretty low on the totem pole, like casually, right? Casually. It's a pretty low item. However, for the banana ring, we'd have to put it at least to B. B for banana, but mostly because it is used to set up white monkey. This is actually a really extremely useful gadget, way more than you think it is. There's a lot of monkeys, it makes catching them easier. This is a great gadget, but it's not like an A gadget, because this thing is annoying. It has a spin up to it before you throw it. It's like, it's frustrating. S for Spectre, who cares? it's S through E. It's fine. So I think if I was gonna put the banana ring anywhere, it's So I knew, we're definitely gonna be B. What does it matter? Like, Spectre face and whatnot. Oh, you mean the water gun? I put water gun. L tier list. That's fine. Alright, so we got the flyer from Ape 1. Can I type? Oh, look, see, look, there you go. Look at this. S for Spectre, there you go. I put Spectre tier for you. All monkeys in Ape? That might be the next one, Joe. We'll think about it. So, flyer here. The Ape 1 flyer. I would have rated it pretty low, honestly. I would have. If Superfly wasn't found. Instead of F, do J for Jake. You know, I'm just gonna keep doing my list. So, the flyer... Here, the flyer. The flyer is actually a really useful gadget in Ape 1. Is D without no IJ. Ooh. Okay, so the Ape Escape 1 flyer. The biggest thing about the Ape Escape 1 flyer is that you get it like halfway through the game. But this flyer is a really good gadget. It's like an insanely good gadget. If you're playing the game casually, this is like your lifesaver. You go into Wabi, you whip out the flyer, Wabi becomes free. You know, that automatically is moving it up a tier in my eyes. And besides that, yo, we got Superfly with it? How can I not put it higher? You know, I need to ask you guys, is right more than left? How does this work? In a tier list. Like, if I put them both in B tier, which one's higher in B tier? The left one or the right one? Left is better. Flyer definitely goes above Banana Ring, but it's not like an A tier gadget. It's not an A tier gadget. Definitely in the B. You're just thinking speedrun? We're talking about the gadgets in general and how they work. Alright. Now, the Ape 2 flyer... D. You think I tiered Banana Ring too high in your opinion? Tell me why, Byron. How do you... The Banana Ring is one of the more useful gadgets in Ape 2. Ape 2 flyer D tier. I think the Ape 2 flyer is garbage. It has, like, a height limit. It has, like... It's slow. It's got one speedrun use, and that's to... You don't use it that often? You don't use it that often. I do. It's also used in the White Monkey boss fight to make the fight easy. I think my headset's dying. It's true. This gadget, garbage. Garbage gadget. The hoop in Ape... Wait. Let's do Flyer in Ape 3 next. Flyer in Ape 3? E. No, actually, it's pretty on par with Ape 2s and D. Like, I think the Ape 2 Flyer might one-up the Ape 3 Flyer, but the Ape 3 Flyer is one of the worst Flyers ever made. It's only, like, comparable to... I don't know, maybe I would put it in E tier, honestly. Like, the Ape 3 Flyer is like the Ape 2 Flyer, but limited horizontal difference. Explain the difference. So in Ape 1, your Flyer does not have a limited height it can go. It does not have a limited distance it can go. It's also fairly fast speed-wise. Ape 2's Flyer is slow. It has a height limit that it goes to. And then Ape's 3 Flyer has a horizontal limit it goes to, as well as a height limit. So the Flyers get more limiting as you go through the games. Would be the best way to put it for you. So the Flyers get worse as time goes on. And we're not even going to include, like, OTL. So Nerf's an okay way to put it. You know, this tech in the games with Flyers, like the Ape 2 Flyer is used speedrun-wise as a tech device to reset your heights. Like, if you air crawl up to the sky in Flyer, Jimmy will automatically spawn at ground level again. So it has, like, use in, like, speedrun. Casually, it's okay. The issue is it's slow. So, like, if you were doing things like star jumps or, like, the star platforms in, like, Monkey Citadel, you'd end up missing cycles because of how slow it is. Or, like, the platforming in the dinosaur level. So it's not good. And then also the Flyer in 3 is barely used casually. So it's going right here. It's going right here. Ape 3 hoop next. This is the Ape 3 hoop. This is indeed the Ape 3 hoop. Let's do the Ape 2 hoop first, I think. Let's do the Ape 2 hoop. The Ape 2 hoop is definitely a C tier. See, in my mind, so I am an Ape 1 hoop lover, right? Well, the Ape 1 hoop, you know, why not? We could do that. We could do it in order. I don't care. Got me curious. All right, we'll start with Ape 1. The hoop in Ape 1 is an A tier gadget, 100%. The hoop in Ape 1 is absolutely a phenomenal gadget. All it does is increase your speed. You know, it's a little finicky where you have to rotate the stick perfectly. Right? You have to rotate the stick perfectly to get your hoop spins. And after 2 perfect rotations, you get your hoop activated. And with the hoop, it has a limited amount of time that you could increase by spinning the stick more to get more distance. The thing about the Ape 1 hoop is you can maintain your speed coming out of it, which is something you can't do in all the other Ape games. On top of that, you know, it's a very opinion-based here, you're right. The thing about the Ape 1 hoop, that's, like, very specific about it, that the other hoops don't really do, is the way the bouncing kind of works is a lot different than the bouncing in the other games. Where you can actually use the Ape 1's hoop bounce to your advantage to gain height, to gain speed bouncing off walls, things like that. Like, the Ape 1 hoop has a ton of, like, use to it. The Ape 2 hoop, I'm putting, like, C tier. And the reason I put Ape 2's hoop C tier is because there are two different kinds of hooping you do with the Ape 2 hoop. There's neutral hooping, where you have to stand still, activate the hoop, then run. Or just activating the hoop and run. And the main issue with the Ape 2 hoop is when you're playing casually, you may notice that you have to keep reactivating the hoop over and over again, because if you just move down slightly on the ledge, the hoop turns off. You move down slightly on the ledge, the hoop turns off. The only way to prevent that is to activate the hoop while neutral and then walk. That's stupid. Now in Ape 2 you can maintain your hoop speed though. That is a thing. It's a lot more difficult to do in Ape 1, so it's not like the worst thing ever. But I think generally the hoop is like a downgrade. Also, you bounce off every fucking wall imaginable with that thing. It's got like a massive hitbox. The Ape 3 hoop is kind of just bad. I don't know if I put it D. I might put it to D, not E, because like it serves its purpose. You do run faster with it. The main issue with the hoop is it's just slow. The thing about Ape 3, and like I'm using Ape 3 in comparison to other things in Ape 3, the thing about the hoop in Ape 3 is it's kind of like immediately outmoded by like a transformation you get next stage. So it like loses its purpose immediately. But that might be a running theme you're about to see with the Ape 3 gadgets, is they're not particularly the best. At least in my opinion. Alright, so we got all the hoops. Yo, Devil is right. The Ape 3 hoop feels a lot slower than the other hoops, but I think that's more because the stages are bigger. So I don't call that a knock against the hoop itself. But I think or else, like, if it was, I'd put it in probably E tier if that was the case, but the stages being big makes the hoop feel slower. So I'm not gonna not put that a knock against the hoop. Why don't we talk, radars? Why don't we talk radars? You guys like radars? We got the Ape 1 radar. Ported? I agree. No boater tank. I did not add the boater tank. I'm sorry. Ape 1 radar? I don't know. E. Like, I don't know, man. If I'm looking at the radar from a casual standpoint, like, the radars casually are good, though, is the thing. But I'm looking at it from both the casual and speedrun standpoint. Well, all the tanks are different. There's also the mechs and stuff. It's just, So let's do Radar 1. The radar in Ape 1, has a use. It has a use to complete the radar training room. But besides that, playing casually, there's a lot of monkeys that it's great at finding. Like, honestly, it's a lot better than you think. So I think right there is a good place for it, because it serves its purpose well. The monkey stats don't matter compared to, like, looking at their pants colors, honestly. And you know, in Ape 3, no bonus for monkey info. You know, you're kind of twisting my arm here. I think we could put it above the flyer just for the stats, but that doesn't really, like, do anything for us. For the monkey info. I mean, yeah, of course it's useless for speedrunning, but that's not important. I'm talking about casually, I think it's an okay gadget, but I wouldn't, like... I'm not gonna boost it up to C tier. It serves its purpose. It serves its purpose. I will boost it to C tier. It serves its purpose, but it's on, like, the low end of C. Ape 1 has, like, a sentence that it says, like... But none of the Ape 1 sentences are really that funny. They're like, I don't know. What would you say Ape 1 sentence is? Cool guy. Always gets into trouble. You know, things like that. It's very basic. The names are more what you get out of it. Ape 2 radar? Fuck it, I don't know. E? The Ape 2 radar is even more worthless than the Ape 1 radar. Because in Ape 2, you get the Insta-scope that lets you just see where monkeys are. Which makes the gadget even more worthless. Like, what use does the radar have in Ape 2 once you get, like, the goggles that let you see everything? It's like nothing. Ain't that only the secret apes? I'm pretty sure you can use it to find any ape. As long as it sees apes, you can just do it. It, like, completely outmodes the radar. That's my opinion on the radar. I think the Ape 2 radar is lame. Ape 3 radar? I feel like the Ape 3 radar is a necessity because the game isn't, Secret apes only? Alright, we'll put it up here, then. I'm gonna put it above the hoop. I don't think it's as good as the Ape 1 radar. Like, if I had to personally say. No, don't all the radars have, like, the same issue of they only see monkeys in the next room, so you can't use them multiple rooms away? No bonus for funny text? No. No bonus for funny text. But I just feel like, the scope just completely outmodes it. So, you know, if I'm going to put the Ape 3 radar, I'm just going to put it slightly above the Ape 2 radar, but I think both these radars aren't particularly, like, needed. Though Ape 3 has more hidden monkeys, and the Ape 3 radar might be better than the Flyer, but I think we're just pulling hairs there, and I think it's fine right here. I don't think it has to go any higher than this. I think that's a perfect place for the radar, if I was going to put it anywhere. Because it does a good enough job. But it's not like... Ape 3 is a big game, and they kind of throw most of the monkeys, like, in your way immediately, so I don't know. I wouldn't put it much higher than that. Funny parody apes and their stories and stuff. I mean, I still rate the Ape 1 radar higher. Sorry. Alright, we can talk RC cars. We can talk RC cars. You guys like RC cars? I'm saving nets for later. So RC car in all the games honestly are very similar. There's like practically no difference in them. I would put RC car up here in like the B. I put it down here in the C. I take that back. I think it's like a C gadget. It has a use in Ape 1. This basement catch, it can be used as an explosive. No, RC chassis, what? It can be used as like an explosive. So like take place of a slingshot move. It has use in boss fights. You can do basement catch with it. It's a good gadget. It hits buttons. I would put it up to B. No, I would put it up to B because it has like a big use. Like it is used quite a lot in Ape 1, more than even in the speedrun it's used. So I think the Ape car is a great gadget. Ape 2, I would rate higher than like the other gadgets in B tier. I wouldn't move it up to an A, but the car in Ape 2 is like insanely useful. Not just because the game is more built around actually needing to use the car. They have, like, the car tunnels in Ape 2. They have different costumes for the car. The car is used in the Spectre boss fight, the same way the Ape 1 car is used as an explosive. Like, it has just as many uses as the Ape 1 car, a couple more, and it has costumes. How could I not rate it higher than, like, the rest of them? Like, this car is useful. And it's very fast. Does more damage to Spectre only for some reason. So it has, like, use. It's good. The Ape 3 car has different costumes. But unlike the Ape 2 car, it's not really used for boss fights. It has, like, some use? Right? Didn't know that? Yeah, so when you fight Spectre in the final fight, you blow up the car twice to get through the first phase super fast. But it has use. Now, the Ape 3 car, I'm still going to rate higher than the Ape 1 car. But, it has different costumes like the other games. It's very fast. It's required for certain monkeys. So, I don't really call that, like, a knock against it. That's just kind of like a thing you have to, like, realize in the game. Like, I'm not gonna rate, like, the magnet low because it is only because it's a required gadget to get certain things, or, like, the water gun low because it's a required gadget. It's just how it is. The only Ape 3 RCs to think of is a glitch where you jump to reset, skip the puzzle. So, there's a car clip you do with the car to hit a button. There's, you summon it to walk on buttons casually. In Ape 3, they added a lot of those, like, little, like, puzzles with the car, like, going through. There's that whole section of Toy Town the Devil's talking about that has an entire car puzzle, as well as another one in the final stage. So they put a little more emphasis on actually using the car than just going into a slot and activating a button, and I think that should rate it a bit higher. Alright, Ape Escape 1 Magic Punch. Double S tier gadget. I don't want to hear anything from you guys. Actually, it's more like an S tier gadget. But the Magic Punch in Ape Escape 1 is insanely good. Insanely useful. It completely, like, it makes the club, like, worthless. Like, when you get it. F tier? You're gonna F tier the Magic Punch. That's crazy. Never use it. Oh, I forgot the water nets. Oh shit, you're right. All right, you know we're gonna talk about that. We'll talk about that. Only good for some late game fast monkeys. You know that's fair if you want to say that, but I think the Magic Punch is an S tier gadget. I think it has to be considered one. It has certain monkeys you need it for. It pretty much acts as an explosive for a lot of boss fights that you don't really do when you go back through, but it's good enough for that. You use it to fight Spectre in the final fight. It's one of the coolest final fights ever, is you just punching this guy with a giant magic glove. You know, it breaks walls. It has a lot of, like, versatility and, like, use. But it pretty much outmodes the stun club, like, immediately. When you get it. So, the Magic Punch in Ape 1, great. The Magic Punch in Ape 2 has kind of, like, the same use. And I'm also gonna rate the Magic Punch in Ape 2 just as high. The thing about the Magic Punch in Ape 2, yeah, it kills the apes. Because of the use cases are so few, but the amount of damage it does, it insta-kills the mechs, pretty much. The turrets, it does so much damage, and it's so useful. I would rate the Ape 2 one higher, actually. But only because of New Game Plus. Only because of New Game Plus. Where this is the main gadget you have on your slot almost the entire time you play the game. You don't use the Ape 2 Club. You use this. You probably don't fight the mechs, but you can. Well, Gel's talking about the Ape 1 punch. Gel's talking about the Ape 1 punch. So it's fair to Gel. Gel's talking about the Ape 1 punch. Like, you could argue we could drop it down to A. I would never put it in C tier. Magic Punch for me is up here in the S. I'm sorry. It just is. Magic Punch, Ape Escape 2 Magic Punch is better than this one. This gadget is used almost the whole game. You don't even need it for switches. You're funny, Yuri. We're not up to the clubs yet. All right, we're going through this first. Why don't we take a break and we'll do Ape 2 Magnet? I think, I don't know. Ape 2 Magnet's a bad gadget. I think this predicates bad game design. The Ape 2 Magnet. I really do. Like, there's an idea there, but it just ends up being magnetized platform. Wait, unmagnetized platform. There aren't even, like, I can't think of any monkeys you use the magnet on. Oh, you can use it to remove armor. You know what? You're right. I'm still putting it in F tier. I don't like it. I think it just predicates bad game design. So I don't like the magnet. That's what I have to say. I think it's just they felt like they had to add more gadgets to Ape 2 and they didn't have good ideas. So you got the magnet. Alright, that's our break from the magnet. We're saving the costumes for the end, by the way, if you're wondering. Because the costumes have a lot going on. You loathe it? It's fair. So, the Piposaru, the Piposaru vacuum. We have Piposaur 2001, the vacuum cleaner. The Nug Getcha. That is what it's called. The Nug Getcha. That is its name. Now, that name is stupid. But I would put this gadget up in the A tier. Because it has an entire game built around it. Its mechanics. And it's probably one of the more fleshed out gadgets in Ape Escape because it has a whole game based around it. Like, the whole point is it can suck up pants off monkeys. It can suck up monkeys. You use monkeys as, like, missiles. I combine it kind of with the washing machine. It has, like, a whole game built around its mechanic of sucking. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about the gadget, though, more than the game. I like 2001 a lot. I'm a little biased. But I think the Nuggetch is one of the better gadgets in Ape Escape, and I kind of would have liked to see it in the other Ape games. Because I think it would be, like, kind of cool to have the ability to suck monkeys in and things like that. I think you could have gotten some cool things out of that, like, evolving the 2001 gameplay in the later Ape Escapes. Now, that's not the way they went, but I feel like there could have been more to it. So I put it pretty high up there. I think the Nuggetch is a pretty good gadget. We can talk stun clubs. Ape 1 stun club. I have to put in A tier. Count on this list, so do 8 move gadgets. I don't know the 8 move gadget. I don't care. This is my list. It says 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Sorry. Ignore the Pimposaru one. Oh, 1 second. Alright. So, the Stun Club, being like the first gadget you get with the hoop, is a gadget you use constantly throughout the game, and it is like the quintessential gadget for monkey catching. Monkey wrangling, if you will. 1 and a 2 in it. Because the Stun Club has longer reach than the net, meaning it's easier to hit monkeys with it than it is to catch them with the net. So a lot of times when you're playing Ape Escape, especially when you're playing casually, you stun club them net, the 1-2. The 1-2. It makes catching monkeys almost free. But that wouldn't happen without the stun club. So the stun club is the basis. It's the required gadget to do the 1-2. It has a ton of use. You got the spin with it. It has a really big hitbox, which makes it very like useful for hitting enemies and things like that. I 100% would rate that high. The Stun Club in Ape 2? I don't know, down to E? It has the opposite problem. Where it's just bad. The Stun Club was so good in Ape 1 that they were like, shit, I guess we have to make it bad for Ape 2. Like, no joke. Like, when you hit a monkey with the Stun Club in Ape 1, they get knocked over and you have plenty of time to catch them. When you hit them in Ape 2, they just go, and then they move. For like half a second, they go, and then they keep walking like nothing happened. It doesn't even, like, stun them. Because they can open doors and shit. I don't know, man. So can the hoop. So can anything that hits buttons. I don't know why you'd put that higher. So the Stun Club in Ape 2 is bad. The only thing you can do with it, like, so the more useful thing to do with it is to Stun Club cancel doing your jumps. It's the Stun Club cancel, like, your jumps, so you don't jump too high. But, like, that's it. That's it. Like, it's garbage. It's trashola. Alright, the Ape 3 Stun Club. The Ape 3 Stun Club is better than the Ape 2, but it's really still not good. Is everything in Ape 2 bad? No. Let me take in this list. Feel free, Trace. The Stun Club in Ape 3 is bad, but not as bad as Ape 2. They probably realized the Ape 2 Stun Club was trash, and they needed to make it a little better, especially because you use it pretty early. It also predicates quad jumps. It predicates, it has a very good use that you don't see this in any of the other Ape games. This is an Ape 3 exclusive Stun Club thing. You can set your position on the ground very easily to be an exact position, if that makes sense. Like, you spin with the Stun Club and you have full control over moving your character right where you need. Required, not really required, but it makes doing green room skip easier. If we're talking speedrun. Good job? Thanks. Magic Punch is amazing. So, I put the Ape 3 Stun Club higher. However, Yumi's Stun Club I would rate higher than K's. 100% would rate it higher than K's. Well, so the difference is, one, it's pink. Better gadget immediately. Two, when K spins on the Stun Club, he spins on the back of his foot. This is important. Alright, so for setting K's position with the Stun Club is really obnoxious. When Yumi spins with her Stun Club, she spins on the front of her foot. And that makes it very easy to set her position. So it's easier to use Yumi's Stun Club than K's. For that whole thing Ape 3 Stun Club can do while you're spinning of setting your position. And that's the only difference between the two. If you want like a mechanical difference, that is the only difference. And I would rate it higher just for that. Because I can't put him in the same spot. But yeah, girl gets pink club, guy gets blue club. I don't know. Who cares? All right, okay. We can take a little siesta here. I think we're gonna talk about K's transformations. How do you guys feel about we were gonna go to K's transformations just to get them off the list. All right, we're gonna start with the first transformation, the Knight. Now this is hard for me because of the way the Knight works. So the Knight has a big Stun Club. I might put the Knight in like D. Maybe higher than the Radars. I'd put it probably somewhere like there probably, like in the C kinda. The thing about K's Knight, and like this is the biggest thing about K's Knight. It is only this is like a thing with like the transformations. They're only really used in specific areas of the game. So like K's Knight, the Kung Fu, the Genie Dancer, like these are all extremely similar, like where they're only used in specific areas. No, we're gonna talk about Sayaka, don't worry. The thing about K's Knight is, well, you need it for the White Monkey fight. You don't have a choice. It does low damage. It's used to block attacks. It has a shield, so it can block attacks. And it has AoE catching. And those are the only two benefits, is block attacks and has AoE catching, because the Stun Club isn't special. It's really not. It's just your Stun Club again. It's like a bigger Stun Club, but it doesn't have a bigger hitbox. It's just your Stun Club. So it's like whatever. You know, it's really whatever. It is better than the Stun Clubs, but you do have to keep in mind it's a limited use thing. But I would put it right here. Now you get Wild West K. Wild West transformations have a coolness factor to them, and that's it. They're not good. Honestly, I put it in an F tier if it wasn't for the fact that I like the Yeehaw. It's high noon. They're not good, and they're not required for anything. They just exist. Yumi's has a use. Don't the Knight also do something like they do? Yumi's Mage transformation does more damage than the Knight transformation. That is true. But the Knight does like no damage. But the Knight, I think, has more uses because of AoE catching than the ranged catching on the. So you have your pistol that does no damage. You have your homing shot. That's okay, but its homing is bad, and you just have homing shots in your slingshot. It has ranged catching, which is cool, but it's slow. And because of the lock-on, it's very easy to miss a monkey with it. And that's just kind of like the fact of it. So I don't really rate that high. I would not rate the Wild West transformation high. I just can't. As someone who's done the training room for all of these, I know how they work. Ninja! Ninjas is a good transformation. Like, Ninja is, like... They made Ninja, like, ridiculously strong. Like, absolutely strong. I'm putting... Ninja has to go with A. We're doing K's Ninja first. So, I think K's Ninja and Yumi's Ninja are exactly the same. I don't think there's a difference between them, so when we get to Yumi, I might just put it right next to it, but... The thing about the Ninja is it's good damage, fast attacks, ranged catching, summon multiple clones. You can, like, spam the catch and catch multiple monkeys in a row, and the homing on the ninjas are actually good. It has the flying squirrel to gain height, it runs fast. It's like the quintessential best transformation in the game. It's also good for speedrunning, it's true. Once you get the ninja, you're pretty much using it constantly. It can transform, it can walk across the ninja ropes, it can wall run. What can't the ninja costume do? They went like all out on like its design. It's like way better than anything else. You know, honestly, I think we will put it in S tier. I think you're right, Con. Like I'm not just gonna take you saying S tier, but the more I'm talking about the ninja suit, the better it's sounding. It has the jump spin attack that you use to like combo shit. It's so good. It's a ridiculously good outfit. It can bake a souffle. It can save cats out of trees. It's a great outfit. GD Dancer. I'm putting in the F tier. Sorry. More than the Magnet. A little better than the Magnet, but like... I don't know. GD Dancer has the same issue Magnet does, where it predicates bad game design. The only thing it has going for it is the dancing. And the ability to, like, lock monkeys down with the dancing. But that's it. And that's not really, like, a use. It's like just catch the monkeys. It's also, its range catch is, like, exactly the same as the Wild West. The Wild West I would rate higher than it, though, just because it has the homing shots. And, like, the rapid attacks for spinning wheels to lower bridges and stuff that it does in a couple spots. The Genie Dancer's just bad, man. It's just bad. Kung Fu? Kung Fu I'm gonna put where the Knight is, but I think I'm gonna rate it higher than the Knight. Actually, I think I'm changing my Knight. I think I'm putting Knight in fucking D tier. Nah, we'll leave it there. Yeah, the GD caused some copyright issues. That's true. I'll never forget that. The Kung Fu is like worst ninja. Yeah. Well, it has the kick, the dive kick. It was supposed to be blue. It was. So anyway, the Kung Fu thing, they have buttons specifically you need the Kung Fu thing to open. So the Kung Fu has a use. The Kung Fu's attacks are actually very strong. A lot stronger than the ninja. The problem is it locks you in place. Yes, and you'll also have the link to do the tier list yourself. I made this one public, so you can post your own too after we're done. Yo, Schmuckle coming in right where he needs to. Yo, let's go. What's up, Schmuckle? How you doing, man? How was Demon Summoner? Welcome. If you guys are just joining me, I'm tier listing all the gadgets in Ape Escape, and boy do I have opinions. So the thing about the Kung Fu is it locks you in place when you're attacking. Surprisingly fun. That is an opinion I've never heard someone say about Demon Summoner. I'm glad you had a good time at the very least. Wrong opinions. Yeah. Just like my Pokemon list, right? So the thing about the Kung Fu is I think it's stronger than the ninja, like, damage-wise. Also, it has the, he's gonna speedrun it? Let's go. That's awesome. it has the fury thing where you like light yourself on fire and it does even more damage. So it's actually really strong. It just doesn't really work. Like the idea is there, but it doesn't because of the way it locks you in place and the hitboxes of his like attacks are bad. The only thing really good is the dive kick, and even then it's like, eh. I can't rate it high. I just can't. No way. May not entirely decide. Cyber Ace. Cyber Ace is definitely an A tier transformation. It is the fast transformation. Random Kung Fu doors. Yeah. You have to give it one final use. Remember, you have Kung Fu. The cyber, the only issue with the cyber ace is you don't get it till like the end of the game. But there's the go back to catch the monkeys. You have an Ape 3, so we can include it for that. The cyber ace has really strong ranged attacks, a really good AOE attack. Oh, I forgot to say the ninja outfit transforms you into a log when you crouch. Anyway. It has good ranged attacks, it has really strong AoE attacks, you move very fast with it. You can combo catch monkeys. However, I can't rate it super high, like a higher, like in the S tier where the ninja is, because you can miss when you try to do the dash catch with it. So I wouldn't rate it crazy high. You can fly with it, you can gain infinite height with it. It's a good transformation. And like once you get it, you kind of use it a lot. A lot of like, there's like a power creep to it once you have it, where you feel like, well, I'm just going to use Cyber Ace now. And, that's true, because it's a good transformation. Monkey, double S. Okay, so let's talk about the water gun. I don't know, where would you guys put the water gun? If I was gonna put the water gun anywhere, I'd definitely put it in, like, E, but I think the water gun also predicates bad game design. But I like it better than the magnet. Below F? I don't know. I like the water gun better than the magnet. No explanation on the monkey? Do I need one? No. If you want me to actually, like, put the monkey in like an actual place, I would probably put it in A. Honestly, maybe probably B. Like if I was gonna actually give it a place, it's B. If you could catch monkeys with the suit, it would be double S. No joke, but you can't. So if I was gonna actually rate the suit and not meme, it's in the B. It's probably a little lower than the banana ring. The thing about the ape suit in Ape 3 is you have 10 minutes, so it's longest transformation. And it's used to find hidden doors, to find 4 monkeys that are in every single stage. They're specifically in the break rooms, behind these doors, and you have to use a transformation to find them. You could say that predicates bad game design. I don't really consider it that, because it's kind of like trying to make you go back to the stages. Now it's like a hide-and-seek thing, where you're running around as the monkey, trying to, like, find other monkeys. Forced game design? Okay. I like that it has an infinite jump. I like that when you wave to the monkeys, they wave back. I like that when you dance, the monkeys dance. I kind of want to rate it a little. I want to keep it in B. I think B is like a good place for it. Like I said, if you could catch monkeys, it's forced like the magnet. Yeah, but the magnet doesn't really have as many uses as the monkey transformation. The magnet does not help you find monkeys. So the monkey suit has more uses to it than you would say like the magnet. I also think it's cute to run around as a monkey, so, I mean, I rate it higher. You guys could argue me down to, like, C at best, but I like the monkey transformation. Like, a lot. Alright. The magnet is cute, though? Alright, the magnet's better than Genie Dancer, Jill. No. We run out of music? We did. Let's do this real quick. Alright. Big monkey kidnaps little monkeys? What kind of place is this? I'm keeping it in B. That's where it's staying. Yep, that's where it's staying. I had to think about it for a second. Water gun. Water gun's like the magnet, but I think the water gun has more use to it. For like, so you could spray the fires, you could walk through them. I mean, if we're gonna talk about this casually, you're spraying the fires. You could spray the wheels, or you can ignore them with air crawls. But you know, casually, you're gonna use it to spray the wheels. I honestly, you know, if I could, you know, I think we're gonna swap where the magnet and the water gun is. Now that I think about it. Honestly, I would probably put the magnet somewhere in E more than the water gun, but it's hard because I think they both suck. I think they both suck, but I think I'll do this. I feel like that makes more sense in my mind. The issue with the water gun, justice for water cannon. I think the main issue with water gun is it has a charge up time before it starts spraying, and whenever I rotate the stick for the water gun, I end up spraying the water in the wrong direction. You can say it's because I'm bad. I don't really care. I don't know. The water gun's kind of shit. Let's talk nets. I think the Ape 1 net is the best gadget ever. I think the Ape 1 net is the best gadget. And I fully am in that camp. We're not going to talk about catching monkeys, because all the nets catch monkeys. The thing about the Ape 1 gadget is its hitbox and the way it kind of works, I think, is really good. And it's not, I'm not going to say well designed, because it's like on accident designed this way, where net touches monkey, catch monkey. So you can use it in like different ways you jump. You can have the net out while flying at a monkey and it will just catch him. You know, you can just do the normal net catch like you normally would. You know, monkeys pop up out of the ground. They hit every time a monkey hits the net, it just works. Monkey hits the net, it just works. Monkey hits the net, it just works. I think the net is amazing. Especially the Ape 1 net. Because that's the way the Ape 1 net works. Now, I think the nets might get a little worse as the games go on, but I think the net in Ape 1 is like the best gadget. Like, hands down. I did not, but I'm not going to change where they are because of that. Honestly, because I don't think that's a knock against the gadget. That's like a positive on the monkeys, like rating Ape 3 monkeys higher. You know what I mean? Because they're better. So the net in Ape 2, I'm putting in like A tier because like the thing about the net in Ape 2, you would consider it bad. A lot of people hate the net in Ape 2, and I don't get why. It takes a little bit of... It's not like the net in Ape 1, where the net in Ape 1 is if the net hits the monkey, catches him. The net in Ape 2 has a lot of nuance to how it works, that if you actually sit there and learn how to use it, you find out that it's a lot more effective, and it's more interesting in the way you can do it. They have the lock-on catches in Ape 2 that you can do, where if you get close enough... There's no RNG swings in Ape 2. That's just how you're using the net, I'm telling you. When you're a certain range from a monkey, you get a lock-on catch. And the thing about the lock-on catch is you can get a lock-on catch before you're able to catch a monkey because of your range. That's the RNG you're probably feeling. And you have to keep in mind when you're using the Ape 2 net, when you swing. You have to think about your swing. You don't just swing like you do in Ape 1. Now, I don't like that because I want to just swing and catch a monkey. That's why it's going to be lower than the Ape 1 net. But it can multi-catch monkeys, but so can the Ape 1 net, and the Ape 1 net does do it better. The Ape 2 net can also catch monkeys from just your normal swing if you catch them, because there's a lot of time you can save in Ape 2 is based on not getting these lock-on catches. So I think the Ape 2 net has to be rated higher because there's nuance and there's like you get like satisfaction from learning how to use the net well. So I think you have to rate it high. The Ape 3 net fucking sucks. Best one? Wrong. Ape 3 net fucking sucks. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's bad. I had to rate it low. Now, this is like the design philosophy in Ape 3 was to make the net bad, so you'd use the transformations. The Ape 3 net can't just like freehand catch monkeys. It has to be a lock-on catch. You have to be in a certain range with a monkey, and they have to be in an animation where they're not going to dodge you. So the Ape 3 net is just... Yuri is saying a correct statement. The Ape 3 net, you could be amazing with. You could be the best Ape 3 player ever, and you're gonna miss a monkey. Go watch Ito's world record. There's a monkey that dodges his net. We become the elongated net to scope out monkeys. Ape 3 net's just bad. Just bad. Just straight up bad. We can do Yumi's transformations now. Yumi's are going to be very similar related to K's. Or like, I'm going to put the knight. I'm going to put the mage next to the knight, but the mage is better. Actually, you know, I think the mage might be better than the Kung Fu outfit. Like this. This feels more correct. But I like the way Ape 2 net. Ape 2 net's in the C tier. Ape 2 hoops in the C tier. Because I just like the way they look better. I don't know. I think Yumi... Well, I like Yumi... I like K's ninja better than Yumi's ninja. I think K is a lot cooler of a ninja design. Well, I explained the nuance of the hoop, Quivs. I had a whole tirade about the nuance of the hoop. That's why I rate it where it is, because I don't like it. I like K's ninja design better than Yumi's. I don't know, like, I get that Yumi's like a cute idol ninja. You can tease me all you want. It doesn't bother me. I like it. You got opinions. But K's transformation I just think is a lot cooler. But that might just come down to how I feel about it. They're exactly the same. Wild West, though? Yumi's Wild West is better than K's, and it's because she can catch one monkey with a clip that K can't. It's a better design. She doesn't say yeehaw, though. Kay says yeehaw. Yumi does not say yeehaw. What Yumi can do is there's a monkey in the final stage when you're doing all monkeys or 100% where she can catch it through a wall. Monkey morph twice? Yeah, this is Yumi's monkey morph. I like Idol Yumi better than same, ain't it? No, I'd rate well let's get there. We'll get there. I rate the Idol better than K's thing because I like this design, this heart like magical girl design better than the what would you call I forget what it's called. It's called something fucking the Power Rangers. For some reason it's escaping me. Sentai. There you go. Yeah, I mean it's both good designs, but the Idol kind of like it just kind of like wins it out for me. I think Yumi looks great in the outfit. I think it fits Yumi's aesthetic as an idol. Yumi's Genie is gonna get rated higher than K because I like the way she says dancing. Dancing! I just like it. And the monkey is higher than K's because I don't like I don't like K's face in the monkey mouth. I think it looks stupid. I think he just looks stupid, but Yumi looks fine wearing it. But you may realize that every slingshot top tier, Ape 1 slingshot is an S tier gadget. I don't think I'm gonna rate it higher than the magic punch. I don't think I need to, like, I could explain why. IJs, without IJs, it's an extremely useful gadget. There's so much of the game is built around the slingshot. The aiming is alright. The explosives do a lot of damage. The homing sucks. I'm putting it lower than the fist. The homing sucks. And the more I've done no IJ, the homing missiles fucking suck. Ape 1 you can shoot in third person. So I'm gonna put it like there. Ape 2 slingshot is better than Ape 1 slingshot. Not because of air crawls, but the way it works is better. Air crawls are cool. I like IJs better. But the Ape 2 slingshot, I think, just works better. They tried to improve the slingshot. Pack it up. So I would definitely put the slingshot higher. It's got the same uses as the Ape 1 slingshot, honestly. The only thing I think sucks about it is that, if you shoot a shot and look away, it disappears. So that's the only thing that sucks about it. The like fact that if you actually when you're entering the back room of the casino, right, and you shoot the bird to knock the monkey down, but then you hit the button to unzoom, the pellet disappears before it hits him. You know, that kind of sucks, but I mean, just look at that's on you, man. Can't ghost without the Ape 2 slingshot. So I'd rate that pretty high. The Ape 3 slingshot? I don't really know how to rate the Ape 3 slingshot. I think it's worse. I think it's worse. But it's still pretty good. Well, so a lot of the boss quick kills in Ape 2 are based around the slingshot. If we're talking about hip drop storage, it's absolutely phenomenal that it exists, right? But I like hip drop storage worse than IJs and worse than air crawls. Like, air crawls you have a lot more control with. IJs you have a ton of control with. In E is an attack on B. Anyway. I would definitely say, and you have to buy your own ammo. You can't locally source your Ape 3 slingshot ammo. What's up with that? You gotta buy it. That sucks, man. So I'm definitely gonna put it there. So this is the tier list. You guys let me know what you think. If I'm gonna change anything, I think it's fine. I don't think I want to change where anything is. Let me think about it for a second. Devil, send me two images of the water net right now. All right, one second. Let me do this. Let me do this real quick. I got you. I got you. And I don't have an image of the Ape 2 water net. I'm a mobile shake my head. All right. So we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it because I can't really add it. Okay, we got the water net, guys. You see the water net here? Let me add it again and it again. Wait, let's remove this one actually. How do I delete this? How do I delete this? Alright, I guess we're just gonna have a lot of water nets. So Ape 1's water net. Let's just pretend this is the Ape 1 water net. Alright. It has no discerning features, but we're gonna grab this one. If I was gonna put the Ape 1 water net somewhere, I think it's good. It's fast. I don't like controlling it because holding L3 to go down sucks. I'd probably put it in B above the banana ring, but below the flyer. Like, it's hard when like half of the all the water design is based around the water net. You can't use any gadget underwater. You know what's kind of bad about it? You can't change gadgets while using the water net like you can in Ape 2. So the Ape 2 water net, I think you get a lot more control over. Its net is good. Its net is good. It's just like the Ape 1 net. It has the on-land version, which is good for, like, range sniping monkeys in Ape 2. It's the only thing you can do that with in Ape 2. So the Ape 2 water net's great, honestly. I don't think it has... And you control it with the right stick. So if I want to go down, I just hold up on the right stick. It's great. It's incorporating the right stick into the gadget use, which the Ape 1 net doesn't do. Water net doesn't do. Ape 3's water net, like, it fucking sucks, man. I'd probably put it like here, but it's not good. I'd actually probably put it like right here, honestly. The thing about the Ape 3 water net that like makes me rate it like a D. The net is limited range now for some reason. It has a bad hitbox. You move faster while underwater than on water. It's just not good, honestly. I can definitely say I do not like the Ape 3 water net. Yeah, the limited range sucks. You also, once you shoot it, you get stuck. And then you can move. Instead of it just be like, shoot while you're swimming, shoot while you're swimming, shoot while you're swimming. The only, you know, I'm gonna keep the Ape 2 water net there. I was thinking about moving it down to B because I just thought about, how you, like, move with it. Rate the tanks. Alright, so the tank in Ape 1 is an E tier gadget. The tank in Ape 2 is an E tier gadget. The tank in Ape 3, E tier. What do you want from me? They all suck. They don't control well. Better than the Ape 2 Skyflyer. I wouldn't say that in my mind. I don't like the Ape 2 War. I think the Ape 2 War kind of predicates bad design. Anyway, so that's where I'm gonna put my water nets. We're just gonna remember that that's 1, 2, and 3 in that order. 1, 2, 1, and 3. How you beat up Spectres? Same with the Magnet. Magnet's only slightly higher. Just so you guys know where the water nets are. If I'm not doing the tanks, I'm doing the rowboats. They're all F. They're bad. The mech you hop in, the Pippochi mech, is probably higher than the mech in Ape 3, but they're both kind of bad. They're not really like useful. They're used in a section designed for them, and then that's it. The car in Ape 3, I'd probably put in like a D. The sub is F tier. I don't even gotta think about that. The sub sucks to drive. It's cute though, you know, that's fair, it is cute. If you want me to like rate the like random obscure stuff. But I think that's where I'd put it. So that's the tier list, guys. That's what we're looking at here. I'm gonna hit the big old... The roller coaster? That's not a gadget. That's not a gadget. I am gonna let you guys be able to... I'm gonna put the link on Discord. You guys can make your own tier list. It would be cool to share them if you want. But let me just download this real quick. Because I wanna save it. We run Gadget tier list next? Nah, we'll probably do all monkeys. After I do the... If I do the 946, we'll follow it up with how I felt about every monkey. Yep. Alright, we're gonna hit the big download. We got that image now. And let me grab this link. Where's Time Machine Place? Not a gadget. Gotcha, not a gadget. Let me paste this. What about my whims? Make your own tier list. I posted in the announcements. Alright, and I posted my thing in the media. If you guys want to make your own, feel free to. It'll be fun. Each bullet from each slingshot. No thanks. Alright, so that's the tier list stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it.